Chrysalis. Each and every one. You are as a second Budrill. I will prepare for my part while you plant the seeds. Place one on each earthen mound around this space. Do you see where? Good. Every new leaf and boggart's dance I see brings joy to my heart, but nothing equals my joy at the flowering. She came in search of things. A mortal boy, some ancient fragments. I do not pretend to understand the thoughts and workings of mortals. Yes, you might call it that. But I say, our woods, our streams, our ancient stones. We are theirs as much as they are ours. The flowering is our ballad, Budrill's and mine. But he has not returned, so cannot play his part. Our story cannot be relived, cannot be retold. I do not understand how this could be. When the time of the flowering draws near, Budrill arrives. It's then we set to work, he in his way and I in mine. Only this time, he's delayed. He has not come. Look around this space. For each seed there is a mound along the edge. Place one in each, so that leave and go in peace, young one. stand on the platform so that we can begin. Why do you remain? That's not how the ceremony goes. You were supposed to give yourself to the sprites, as Bodril always did. Instead, look at them. You've killed them all. This I had not considered. Mortals forever perplex me. You are not Bodril, so I must make allowances. Very well. Although this was not as I hoped, you could only do what fate permits. But since Bodril should be gone, so should you. Leave Brunwath. But first, have this. A gift of the flowering. Never before has Bodril failed to return in the time of the flowering. Go in peace.
one head by the mercy of the gods. I thought my time had come at last. Fate does not seem to hold much stock in my expedition, but it leaves me alive to see its utter failure through to the end. I came here strictly for research purposes. This is not a place many people would come on their own accord. Their impudence seems tied to their devotion. From what I can tell, a small number of prominent shamans are rallying them. If someone had a head on their shoulders and a blade, then toppling those shaman would help pacify the area. Can't say I know all that much about the old man, other than he's a fisherman here in Etinmere. He's quite a hospitable man, though. He let me stay here without much question. I'm here from Odessa on business. The rest of my expedition was wiped out by the Etin. I was leading an expedition to recover a pair of Arathi artifacts, known only as Shine and Shadow. I've spent the last decade researching them. Texts say the artifacts are powerful, but what they can do is never explicitly stated. Regardless, the Templars feel it best to place such items under their guard. But the Etin have hit us hard. And it's said that the artifacts are guarded in Delak by an ancient powerful shaman of their kind. I'm at a loss for what to do. I have not had such good news in some time. My research indicates that the artifacts are somewhere in Delak. It seems they're now a trophy of the Etin. I can promise you this much. Though my expedition was underprepared, it was not underfinanced. A large reward waits for one who finds the artifacts. My research has tracked them to Delak. There is talk of an ancient guardian. From the looks of this place, it's likely some Etin.
There ain't no fish today, stranger. It's best you look elsewhere. Ugh, can't even look a fish in the face anymore. Not ever since I met that nymph. Not much here anymore besides the Etin and myself. We get the occasional traveller, but it's not often. They're hostile enough normally, but of late it seems like a couple have become struck with divine inspiration. Kind that makes the Etin go to war. If they keep this up, we might have an Etin war party on our hands. If only someone might take care of those shamans first. I've been a fisherman on these shores since I could cast a net. Even the Etin leave me be. Used to be this was Holmes Lake. But I lost my wife Imelda to fever and my nephew abandoned me to go to Dyden Hill. And now I'm just a man content to die in the house my family built here years ago. I can remember when I first saw her, on the cliff to the south, overlooking Ettinmere. I saw that watery maiden and I fell in love with her. I've outlived my Imelda. My nephew Thaddeus up and left for Dyden Hill for want of never seeing me again. I had a chance of ending loneliness, but it was taken from me. The beasts of the wild scared her off. We were to wed by my pier, but I ain't seen her for days now. I'd searched, but the monsters will rip me to shreds. I bet you could indeed, but that's only half of what's needed. You must also find my bride-to-be. Then the wedding will be upon us. I've got to find the ring. I need to find my bear mask. I need to prepare. You best start by the pier. If she's not there, keep heading south. She's bound to be somewhere. Go on now. I will ready myself for the wedding and then catch up to you. Well, I've seen a few fine women in my day. Even met a fey woman in Gorehart long ago. But that nymph, she's something else. Her skin's lustre. Her heaving prow and ample stern. Except for the fishy parts, I mean. But even so, I've fished this lake enough that the form is, pleasingly familiar. I was to meet her at the old pier. I first laid eyes on her from the cliff overlooking the lake to the south. Please, find my nymph. There she is, my lovely bride. I am all dressed and prepared for our wedding. Thank you, stranger. Bless you. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to seal my bond with a ring and a kiss. Any last words for a crusty bachelor? My nymph! She just fouled that disgusting etching with a glance. Beauty kills even the beast, so they say. Did you not see her wiggle her way to the cliff overlooking the lake? It's where we first met, you know. A grand spot for our union. Well, friend, if there's nothing else, I'm off. You're welcome to witness the event if you care to. Love makes men do strange things, I'm not denying it. But that vision of loveliness is divine repayment for a life of mundane tragedies. Yeah, I won't keep boring you with an old coot's rabble. I'm claiming my bride. Stick around. You might learn something. Here goes nothing. That was no nymph, stranger. You see enough sadness in your life, and you look for hope where you can. But you were good enough to save me from that beast. Now, I ain't a rich man, you know, but I do have this to give you. It's my wedding ring. Now, I don't mean nothing by it. I've pissed on Imelda's memory enough. Seems fair I give up what hasn't been taken. Not much here anymore besides the Etin and myself. We get the occasional traveller, but it's not often. They're hostile enough normally, but of late it seems like a couple have become struck with divine inspiration. The kind that makes the Etin go to war. If they keep this up, we might have an Etin war party on our hands. If only someone might take care of those shamans first. I've been a fisherman on these shores since I could cast a net. Even the Etin leave me be. Used to be this was the Holmes Lake. But I lost my wife Imelda to fever, and my nephew abandoned me. And now I'm just an old man content to die in the house. It ain't much. Just a small charm that she had when we were wed. When fever took her, and then one of those two-headed bastards pried it off. Carried it to the lake. Wouldn't dare follow the beasts there. But if you... well, you've helped me enough. Thank you. You're a kind soul indeed. The Etin took to the shore as soon as I saw him. He's somewhere on the lake's edge, I'm sure of it. One of those Etin took it and headed south, along the shore. He's somewhere on this lake. I know that. Hello there.
So brief his term among our court, so virile in his living. He is fervor embodied, he is vitality. He rescued Princess Luna to take as his own. King of Strand, Prince of Passion. Someone's finally come. So simply Famor, so formidably bloody Bones. Once companion to Issa, now enemy to the court. Once lover of Era, then bringer of death. Now forever in decay, forever cursed, never to enter the great cycle, forever alone. Such antipathy between them, Ferrara and Famor. Ferrara filled with life in bloom, and the bloody bones with rot and scar. How terrible is their grapple when they both meet their end.
It's good you're here. I was beginning to think you were just something I saw in the bottle. Welcome to the ruins of Delok. Because for some reason, you can change fate. In here, I can get a glimpse of the whole of the weave, and see where you should fit in. Yes. It doesn't look like much, but in these ruins lies the Theater of Fate, the ancient home of the Fate Weavers. Come with me. No telling what we'll find down there. It's the ruins of the Theater of Fate. This is where the first Fate Weavers learned how to read the weave. They left their wisdom behind in the Destiny Stone. I'm hoping that the stone will tell me who you are. In we go. Keep quiet. They aren't safe. Ever since this place was abandoned, strange beasts have moved in. Stay close. Stay close. This place has been abandoned for so long that some Fate Weavers think it's just a legend. Stay close. Stay close. This way. This way. The theater can show us the whole tapestry of fate. Stay close. Stay close. This way. Stay close. After all those years of hiding in a bottle, it's good to see some action again. If only one last time. Stay close. Stay close. Stay close. Beautiful city, isn't it? You can see why they don't like letting most mortals in. Even the best of us make it look like a mess by comparison. You know the Summer Court in Issa? Well, the Winter Court are their darker siblings. They're not evil, but they're definitely not nice. He once offered me an honorary knighthood after I slayed the Dream Eater of Amora. He was quite gracious when I turned him down. The Theater of Fate was once an Irathi stronghold. Mortals and immortals worked together to build a site of total understanding. Since then, it's been lost, rediscovered, and abandoned all over again. Mortals can't stand the knowledge, and immortals simply don't care. Ah, the warm and welcoming Fae of the Summer Court. They were the ones who welcomed man, Alpha, and Gnome into the Faelands. You'd hardly realize the Tuatha are the same sort of creature. Strange crystal, Prismia. It's normally a shade of blue, but when you treat it and charge it with magic, it turns blood red. The Niskaru are hideous creatures of chaos and corruption. They hated the Irathi, but unlike them, the Niskaru still stalk our world. Thankfully, they've mostly been driven back from the Faelands, but you still find a few lurking deep underground. We're almost there, or at least as far as I can take you. I've seen this moment. I'm sorry, my friend. This is as far as I can take you. Try this one! Still alive. He was supposed to... Do you have any idea what you've done? What sort of power you're playing with? You absorbed everything he was, everything he would do. You changed the weave of destiny itself. Because of you, there are deeds he won't do. Children of his that won't be born. Victims that won't die when they were supposed to. Right now? No, You probably saved both our lives.
But there's no way to tell what larger changes you've made in the fate of everyone around you. You are much more dangerous than I thought. We need to get you to the Theater of Fate right away.
You know where you stand with a gnome. They're always so focused on their work or research or what have you, that they've got no time for lies. Shame, they try to stay out of fights. Much as we could use their help in the war, staying neutral is about the only way they can stay safe. The Theater of Fate. I never thought I'd see it. Need supplies? Try the corner shop.
I cannot emphasize the importance of what you've done. until you destroyed those shipments. All of Odorath was... Farewell.
Stay close. Stay close. Stay close. still alive. Stay close. This way. We Fate Weavers never fully understood the power of this place. Seems there's a lot we don't understand. Gods, I should have brought another bottle. No surprise that Niskaru found its way to this place of power. Everything about these ruins is dedicated to this room, and at the center of it all is the Destiny Stone. With it, the Fae taught the Fate Weavers the answers to the deepest mysteries of fate. Put your hands on the stone, and maybe we can find answers to your own mysteries. This temple was built by the Arathi, and it's been here as long as recorded history. But the Destiny Stone was made by the first Fate Weavers. The legends say that they drew on ageless wisdom to build the stone. But with our order so scattered now, it hasn't been used in years. Just put your hand on the Destiny Stone. It'll show me where you fit into the tapestry of fate. The Destiny Stone came apart at your touch. And all around you, the tapestry of fate, unweaving itself. And there at the core was the Codex of Destiny. The wisdom that the Fae used to help the first Fate Weavers understand the nature of the weave. Don't you see what this means? Yes, it is. And from what I can tell, you're the one changing it. With every breath, you're changing how lives begin and end. The way the Codex of Destiny came to you out of the stone. That's got to mean something, too. But I'll be damned if I can read this thing. No. You can still die or fail. But fate doesn't enforce the weave on you. Your gift is freedom, to you and to those around you. And that means I owe you Wait, what's that?
Purge the abomination! In the name of Gadflaw!
Well, this looks like some fun.
Who are you? How do we know you're not working with the Tuatha?
I don't care if you trust me. I'm much more interested in your friend here. I'm beginning to think that these Tuatha don't like you. Now, why do you think that might be? After all, someone who can change the fate of the world, who wouldn't want you? I'm not sure, but they're very well informed about your location. They came straight here from Didenhill, but they're not nearly as interesting as you. Especially now that they're dead. Now it's my turn. Why are you here? Is that so? If your wanderings are going to change the fate of everyone you meet, then perhaps you should be a little more careful. Still, your wanderings led you to find the Codex of Destiny. And here we thought it was lost to this world. Good luck understanding it. That's Fae knowledge. They don't even have a written language. The stone itself is embedded with what they know, unseeable to mortals. For something like that, you'll need more than just any lawmaster. In fact, you may want to go straight to the top. Once you deal with these Tuatha, perhaps you should visit the High King in Isa. I'm sure someone as resourceful as you can find their way in. Be on your way. Something on your mind? Oh, me? I'm a friend. For now, at least. That codex isn't just a complicated law stone. It seems to tell a tale most Fae don't want to hear. And created by High King Tatarian himself, no less. Interesting. We are the charmed, the subtle, and the inspired. In happier days, we were the loftiest of the mortal races. We despise open war. But for decades, the Tuatha have been at war with us, pushing into our lands and forcing us to take up arms. For a long time they were content to keep to their play of the summer and winter courts. Now we fight Gadflow and the Tuatha for our very existence. A close friend once told me, strive to be whatever you want to be. Fate might be a lie, but if it isn't, then worrying about it won't change a thing. Neralem is the oldest living mortal. He remembers the time before even the Fae called these lands home. You should see how they cherish him. He rarely grants an audience to visitors. His tenders say he knows the future as well as the past. It makes him very particular about what he says. We've known for a long time that Prismere crystals allow us to store and focus magical power. The gnomes use it in their grander inventions, when they can get it. But we have no idea how Gadflow got a hold of so much of it. It makes his Tuatha the most dangerous army I've ever seen. The Summer Court, or the Seelie Fae if you prefer, embody the growth and energy of nature. But they can still be as aloof and uncaring as a brutal summer day. The current High King of the Fae is Titarian, the wisest of the Summer Court. While Gadflow has undermined the Winter Court, he tries to keep their cycle in balance. You haven't been around much, have you? The Tuatha have been pressing west from their home in Alabastra. Right now, they're only threatening my people. But if we fall, the Tuatha will turn their eyes to the other mortal races. Is that the name of this place? I was just following those thugs. Thought I could steal something valuable from them, but all I got was you. Titarian isn't quite what you'd expect from the High King of Summer. But he hasn't got the arrogance of his cousins, or their cheer. Ever since Gadflow killed the High King of Winter and started the war, Titarian has become distant and melancholy, and blind to the dangers around him. The Tuatha are a radical sect of Fae within the Winter Court, led by Gadflow and his insane rants about their new god. They've taken power and declared war on mortals. They use raw Prismere to enhance their power, and their devotion borders on madness. But the most terrifying thing to the Fae is simply the fact that their siblings have changed so completely. The Winter Court, or the Unseelie, embrace the destruction and decay of nature. They aren't evil, but they aren't exactly the best of friends. Normally they share power peacefully with the Summer Court. But since the Tuatha have seized power, there is neither peace nor predictability. The Gardens of Issa, home of the Summer Fae, once spread from the forests of Dalentarth, across the plains of Erethel, and even through the deserts of Ditir. Between the madness of the war and the spread of man, Alfar, and Gnome, The Summer Fae lose a little more ground every day. A tragedy for them. Be on your way. Something on your mind? Be on your way.
We can't trust her. Never met a Dakhilfar who'd give me a straight answer, even with a sword at their throat. Present company accepted, of course. But she wasn't wrong about that codex. Just be careful doing anything she suggests. Meanwhile, we can't just ignore the Tuatha that are tracking you. We need to do something about them. Wise, but that doesn't mean she's our enemy either. You need someone to look at that codex, and only the Fae would understand it. And she was right about tracking those Tuatha. Meet me at Dighton Hill, and I think I could follow them back to wherever they've made camp. I've got some final rites to perform before I leave this place. Good luck.
How are you?